Hello, everybody. Welcome to Conversation with a Cancer. This is episode 3, and I have a very wonderful guest today. Someone I've known for some years, a very interesting individual, another beautiful Black woman, mother, and I can say a friend, and one of the best accents I ever heard in my life. Everybody say hello to Katina. Katina, say hello.
Hi,
So first and foremost, how are you?
I'm good. I'm living,
Mm, okay, that's most important, very important.
being.
Yeah, okay, okay, yeah. So we talk occasionally, we keep in touch, and because you're in a whole different state than I am in, and so you're dealing with things like I'm dealing with it, but it might be different in your state. So how are you dealing with things with pandemic in your state?
Well, everything since I don't know how it is and where you are, but
Right.
I think all the numbers have are up again. So things are pretty much shut down again, but it's not as extreme as it was at the beginning of the year.
Hmm.
I feel like businesses are still open. They're doing things, but um still have to wear a mask. I'm working from home permanently now. Every time we go out, I have like a station in front of the door. Like my daughter, she knows coats up, shoes off, sanitize. That's the thing when we come in the house. That's the first three things we do. And so, I mean, nothing has changed really for me besides working from home. And just having to clean our hands and be more mindful of stuff like that more often.
Okay, okay. I like that. Coats up, shoes off, sanitize. Oh man, I wish I would have thought of something so creative like that. That's kind of great. So I think uh my ability to adapt to this pandemic is was really difficult at first, but I'm one of the people that like being home all the time. How are you with being in the house, predominantly working from home? Like, is that something that's cool for you, or do you prefer to be around people at your job?
So yes, so it's been good and a little bit frustrating because yes, I am a person that I love being at home. I love spending time with myself. I like being alone. Um and working from home sounds awesome, but I didn't mind going into the office like twice a week or once a week, just to like change the scenery, different thing for a different day. But it it's a little bit overwhelming sometimes because I mean, I'm just looking at the same, like, this is my home and this is my work, like 24/7. This is the gym, this is
Mm,
where we eat, this is everything. It's just in this little space. And I downsized too. So it's now it's even smaller. So I think that it's given me some time to actually enjoy, being alone, which I like doing, but I also know that I do like being around people sometimes. It's
okay.
nice to be able to get out,
Mm.
which we don't have that anymore.
Yeah, I do miss the ability to just go do something without the worry of the person next to me coughing. Like, that's so weird. I saw somebody coughing their mask at the store, and I turned my head so fast, like, man, I don't like that feeling that somebody can't even cough without me looking at them, you know. But that's where we are. That's definitely where we are. But I'm gonna start using that when I go in people's house. I'm like, ain't your coat supposed to be off and your coat up and your shoes off and you sanitize? I'm gonna wear that out. I just want you to know. And
You
side
gotta
note,
have different type of sanitizers too. You gotta have the
really?
spray, the we got spray, we got the wipes,
Really?
whatever you want, whatever kind
Oh
you
wow.
like, we got it.
Well, I would just have a big economy squirt bottle. Get it how you live. Squirt, squirt, move on.
Squirt, squirt too.
Mm,
Soap
yeah,
and water.
right. Oh, definitely soap and water. I have to tell my nephew all the time, wash your hands, boy. So, do you remember how we met?
online.
Right. It was on Christian Mingle. You was Miss
It
Leviticus.
was not Christian Mingle. Get your life together. I was never on there. I don't remember
You
what it
sure
was
you want
called.
Miss Leviticus? And I was Genesis No Sego or something like that. No. Yeah, we met. We definitely met online. Do you remember what year that was?
Yes, I do because I remember being in Ohio vividly.
Okay.
That time I was doing an internship at Progressive, so that was 2012.
So we known each other 8 years.
Yep.
Wow. I swear, people's memory
Yep.
is so much better than
I was
mine.
still in college. I was doing my last year in college doing that internship, and yep, I remember.
I don't remember it being that old, but I 1,000% believe you. I have no reason to think it was anything else. Oh
What
man,
year did you think it was?
I have no idea. I don't even want to lie to you. I know it was a longer time ago, but I don't remember it being. Remember what year it was. So that was um, something I was hoping you remember because I was just gonna make something up.
Hmm.
Mm. I know my memory ain't that great. So yeah, so we met in 2012. So we've known each other 8 years, and you like you said you were in school and you were living. What section was that you were living in?
Mayfield Heights.
Mayfield Heights. You was living over there in that one section I used to go when I was a child. We used to shop over there at the well, it's the Dave's now, so I guess it really doesn't matter. But I always
It's a
liked that
what
place.
now?
It's the Dave's now. They turned into a Dave's. You know, the little grocery store you go down the hill when you go inside.
Oh,
I can't remember what it used to be, but it wasn't Dave's when I was a child.
okay.
Yeah. So I remember we met because I was shooting my shot at you. It was a very poor attempt on my end. I wasn't great at shooting shots back then. I just
Very poor attempt.
okay, you're right. It was, but it definitely was. And then I remember you had left. What year did you leave? Because you went to, I think
I left that year
you left
because
that year.
the internship was up in May, I
Okay.
believe. And I left and I went to a different city for a different internship.
Hmm.
And then I came back in 2013, January.
Man, I thought you had left maybe in like a year later and was gone for a good period of time before you came back.
Nope.
Hmm. See, that's how
It was
terrible
a
my
couple
memory is.
months.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try to get into this a little bit. So you had left, you had came back. I think we kept in touch, and I remember us starting to just talk more about uh, things in your life, things in my life. I learned a little bit about your family, how close y'all was, and things of that nature, vice versa. And I remember you were saying that, oh man, I can't think of the name of that place. Where did you go after you left Ohio? What was it? You was in the Dakota or something like that, wasn't you? Or
I went to Moline, Illinois.
Okay, see, I'm talking about.
John Deere. Haha.
So you were in Illinois, and I remember that's when I felt like I started to get to know you more because you were further away, and we just were talking all the time, and I realized we had more things in common than I was probably learning at the time when I first met you. And so, uh, fast forward 8 years from now, we kind of like on the same wavelength and the things that we're doing in our life on a smaller scale because of we talk about dating a lot, you and I. And I had told you I had quit dating, and then you told me you are dealing with the things you are dealing with. So, how is your dating life currently at this moment?
Currently, at this moment, right now, on December 3rd, 2020, at 3:11 p.m. Central Standard Time, it's at a standstill. I'm not really dating anybody right now. It's come to a halt, I should say.
Hmm. A halt, a screeching halt,
So,
or are you in charge of a halt? Like, all right, I'm not doing this no more.
yes, I will say that because it wasn't really dating.
Hmm.
It wasn't really, we weren't on the same page. So, I try to, you know, cut off. We're not on the same page, then I don't really want to go forward with you. I've done that before, and I don't really want to go down that road again. I have certain things that I want to do, certain goals I'm trying to get to, and just, that type of stuff is just wasting time, I feel like.
Mm, mm. So, in the 8 years since we've known each other, do you feel like you've went through enough things personally or in a dating context or a situation that helped you grow to the point where you understand what you want at this moment in your life?
Yes. I feel like, yes, I do. I have.
Because
I
I
feel
feel
like I still am learning more, but I have a good idea, a good grasp on what I want.
okay. Because I feel like what I've went through up until this point has definitely able me to realize that yeah, I'm done with the whole dating thing. Like it's just eventually you're gonna have to date someone to get if you plan on getting married or even just be with someone for the rest of your life. But at this moment I think I've gotten tired of the back and forth, the dishonesty and not wanting the same thing. As like you said, like being on the same page.
Yeah, but do you think that yeah, I feel like, okay, I'll say this. Yes, I am tired of the dishonesty and all that, but I don't think that you should be discouraged from, learning about another person, because every person is not going to be the same. Do you think that you have this image in your mind that, dating is just, it sucks and it's just going to be like that with every person. And so it basically sucks for every person because you think that before you walk into it or you even try it.
So I wouldn't use the word discouraged for me. It's more of a like a realization for me. Like I've come to the realization that I can kind of see right away, not like see a person's who they are, but sometimes a person's true attention to be right in front of you, and we will ignore it for the simple fact because we are attracted to somebody, or their sex is good, or a person is a giver, or a great cook, or something like that. Whatever the veil is, sometimes I'm able to see through it without pulling it back. So, and I'll just, at this point, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need to waste my time doing that. So I'm not doing it. I'm not opposed to it. What I mean, like, if someone good comes in my life, I'm not going to run from it, but I'm not actively searching for it or trying. That's what I mean by I just quit.
Okay.
So with that being said, the title of this podcast is Conversation with the Cancer. And so I'm a Cancer, so I always want to know because I've been told a lot in my life by women that I'm such a Cancer. What are your experiences with cancers?
I don't have a lot of experience with cancers. I will say that my dad is a cancer, so I've had that experience, and um, it's kind of hard looking at it from that, and then with somebody in a dating aspect, I guess, because I
Hmm.
have like recently dated a cancer, and I feel like they are a little bit, they hold back, kind
Hmm.
of.
Hold back as in like they don't want to reveal themselves, or hold back because you think something is preventing them.
Something is preventing them, and they may be afraid of what you might say or what the answer is if they, you know, say something to you or ask you a question or whatever it may be. I feel like they hold back or they beat around the bush, things like that. And I feel like I've experienced that with you in the past.
I've always admitted, and I try to admit to anyone now because I can, that back then I just wasn't a good person mentally, as far as a a teenager to a boy to a man as an adult. Like I didn't have the right mindset. My mindset was always have as many women as possible, run through as many women. If she don't want you, move on, or if she not sure, hang on to her till she ready, then run through her right, running through someone else. So I definitely didn't have the mindset to be a one a monogamous person. But as I got older, and some of the you know things started not to make sense, and I'm like, yeah, I'm tired of juggling women or lying to women or being deceitful or using them. I had to go through my ups and downs, my trials and tribulations of trying to be honest and getting shitted on and things of that nature. So I just think
I
of,
mean, we all grow.
yeah,
So, yeah.
I didn't have any representation growing up of this is how a man's supposed to treat a woman. It was always what my mom told me and what I learned on TV or what I learned with being with my friends. If your friends is doing knucklehead things, you're going to do knucklehead things. It's just
Right.
so. Yeah, and when I met you, I definitely wasn't in the right mindset. I don't know who I was talking to in 2012, but I definitely wasn't in the right mindset, like not even a little bit. But I definitely had a tent for you, but I definitely didn't know how to get that tent across to you because you were different as far as approach. Like the things that I was saying to you always worked on other women. And then I met you, it wasn't flying. You were more of a no. It's not gonna be casual. It's gonna be formal. You're gonna take me out. We're gonna have a good time, and I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna call you. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do all that. That ain't how I move. But so how so I just something I learned. But as a cancer, I just as women tell me I'm a cancer, I have learned that I don't tell things right away. And that goes to what you were saying. I don't think I hold things back from people, but I decide when I want to divulge some information to you because it's my information to divulge. So,
Which is fine. You have that. Yeah. I mean, you have that option. That's your decision, I guess. But I guess if it's hindering a relationship or, I feel like you should be more upfront about certain things if you think it's bothering you or the other person or whatever relationship that you're in.
mhm.
So, yeah, like my experience with cancers is that they just I don't know, I just feel like you guys wait around
Mm,
for I'll just say me. You wait around for me to do it. You won't actually take the initiative to to do it.
interesting. I That's a different one. That's the first time I heard someone say that cancer's wait around for someone else to do it. So that's interesting to hear. I'm gonna take some time to think about that one. I'm gonna marinate on that one for a couple of days.
I don't know if it's just the experience I had, which it could be,
Hmm.
but yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's that's really good. I appreciate that. I had to think about that one. So you said your father is a cancer. Is your relationship good or bad with your father?
Uh, I wouldn't necessarily say it's good or bad. It's okay.
Okay.
It could be better. I
Hmm.
think.
It can be better. Okay.
Um,
So do you feel like you said, you can't compare your father to dating, but would you say your father is a good representation of what you understand about cancers, or that's just your father and that's just how you look at it?
I would say yeah. I would say it's a good, somewhat of a good representation because if I think about certain things that I've experienced with him and just being like just small things, he some things he would not come right out to say to me, you know.
Hmm.
Sometimes he would say things to my mom and not say it directly to me, you know. So I don't know if that was just his personality or was it just the cancer in him that he just couldn't look me in my face,
Mm.
tell me what he needed to tell me, you know.
I had to
So
learn that. Yes, you are correct about that. I had to learn how to look people in their face and tell them how I feel. I do that now all the time. Like I don't care if you want to hear it. I find a way to say it to you, but I definitely had to learn that. That was big for me because I'm not afraid to vocalize things, but sometimes to people's face, I'd rather be non-confrontational. But now I just say it with no intent for
Yeah, and
confrontation.
that's an interesting thing too, because like I hear people say that uh like I non-confrontational or what you just said, but or they don't have a problem with saying things to people, but you kind of do in a sense.
You absolutely do. Anyone who knows me will tell you that I do exactly what I want every day. I don't have time for waiting around or not saying how I feel or being unhappy. I truly believe in being happy. And part of being happy is saying how you feel. You don't have to be rude, you don't have to be disrespectful, but you have to say how you feel. And so I definitely say how I feel all the time. Even when you and I are texting, I make sure I tell you exactly the truth because I don't want you to be wondering, like, well, that doesn't sound right. So that's just who I am as a person. So that kind of takes me to my next question for you. So with being honest, have you been honest with yourself in your approach of how patient you are with when you're dating someone, or do you just you give a person one chance and that's it,
One chance?
or do you give multiple chances?
Uh, I guess it just depends. I've gave people multiple chances. It just depends on what the situation is.
Hmm.
But yes, I would say I've been patient, and but I've also been um I don't know, it's kind of, how do I word this? I won't say that like I am a person, I'm gonna voice what I want. I'm gonna tell you what I want. Like I want kids, I wanna be married, I wanna, different things like that. The list
Hmm.
goes on. I'm gonna tell you that. And you get to decide if you want to be here for that. And some people really don't want to, but they act as if they want to.
So I always ask people this who talk about marriage because I've never been close to marriage, I've never proposed to a woman. Do you know how to get to that point where you're ready to marry someone? What I mean by that is, do you know what you need to do as a woman in a relationship to let a person know besides tell them like, okay, do you know how to do such and such to let someone know like I'm someone you can marry? Do you know how to get to that point?
N- Um, do I know how to get to that point? I
Because I
would
have I have
say,
no idea.
I would say yes and no. I would say yes because I think the only way to get to that point is to connect, is to be able to connect and learn, how to love that person, and that other person needs to learn how to love you.
Mm, okay.
Um, and that also includes communication, connection, constant communication, constant connection, giving and receiving love. Yes, I think that is how you get to marriage. Now, if the one person is not, trying to work at that, because it's not going to be easy. If one person is not going to try and just think it's an easy street, then no.
Mm. So do you have an age limit? Like, if I'm not married by this time, I'm not going to get married. Do you have thoughts like that?
Um, no, I don't have thoughts like that, but I do have thoughts like that about children.
Right.
Even
Every
though I have
woman does.
a child now, like I don't want to. If I don't have any more kids by like, I would say in the next 3 years, then I don't want
Mm,
anymore.
3 years. How old would your daughter be? Will she be 6 or 7 by then?
She'll be 7.
She'll be
No,
7. She'll
she'll
be
be
8.
8.
Wow. I mean, I thought I was one and done, and I have two. I have a 16-year-old and a 5-year-old, so I can understand about that age gap. You want your kids to be somewhere close in age so they can grow up together.
Yeah,
I understand that completely, but
I feel like yes, we getting a little bit on the fence now because she'll be 5 in March.
I teeter sometimes with the idea of wanting more kids, but I have to be with a woman first. Like, I have no desire to have any more kids outside of wedlock. Am I looking for marriage? No, but I don't want to go through another. daughter's mother. I have two girls, so that's how I feel about it. But we'll talk about that at a different time. So you had posed a question earlier that I had to think about before I had talked about it. So you said, why do men and women sign up to date until it gets hard? So let's start with that. Until it gets hard, complicated, or feels like work. What brought you to that?
I think, just piggybacking off what I just said before about, how do you get to marriage?
Mm-hmm.
It's it's constant connection, it's constant communication, it's working at being in a relationship. And that's any type of relationship. A best friend, a mother and daughter relationship, father and son. Like, if you want to connect with somebody, you have to work at that relationship. And the men that I've met in my life, they sign up and they say, "Yeah, I'm into this. Yes, I'm
Mm-hmm.
dating you. I like you. Let's do this." And then as soon as it gets, a little bit hard, and we disagree on something, or we have opinions that are different regarding something, it's frustrating and people give up easy. Or like I've been called difficult before.
So what is your definition for hard? Like what are you saying that is hard? Like the actuality of dating you, or just continue to date you while dating you, not just thinking, well, I'm dating you and I got you. I don't have to put in the work anymore.
I think continuing to date is the hard part. Continue to date, continue to connect is the hard part.
Mm-hmm. I think, in my opinion, the hard part for me with dating, and I don't even want to say the word hard, but since we're using that word, it has always been trusting what someone says, because you really don't know until you know. So you, as my friend Norm once told me, when you're dating someone, when you first meet them, you meet their representative. You more than likely not going to be meet exactly who they are, because some people are afraid to show you exactly who they are right away, because they might scare you away. So you have to go through a period of time where you're learning that person and seeing if that person is actually who they are a month from now, 2 months from now. Have they changed in the way they approach and say things, and is it for the good or better? So I think that's the biggest thing, my biggest hurdle when it comes to dating.
Yeah, I think that's important too. But yeah, you have to watch out for people like that. But I will hope that, at this age that we're at now, that people don't have to put on fronts anymore. Like, what is the point? You know, I don't see a point in that. So that's why, if I want to say something, and how I am,
Mhm.
if I want to say something to you, I'm just going to say it. Like, I don't really care what you think or whatever. I'm just going to say it. And if you don't like it, then you just don't like it. And that goes to like not putting on the front. Like, just be yourself. If you don't like me within a month, then we can end this now, and I can just go be with somebody else.
Right. I agree with that. Like, I was talking to a woman back in the summer, and she showed me very early on who she was, but she was giving me the things that I look for, honesty, and someone genuinely wants to spend time with me. So I was getting those two things, but then when I realized her motives were different, and she was just looking for someone to take care of her and her kids, I bounced, because you didn't tell me that from Jump Street. Like, you made it seem like you was in it to get to know me and maybe we could grow together. But in actuality, you was just talking to me, hopefully that I would take care of you and your two kids. And I barely know you. Why would I take care of you and your two kids? So like, I was like, yeah, I'm out. Like that for me, I felt like your dishonesty was unnecessary. But
Yeah.
she did have show me things early on to let me see that's what she wanted, but I ignored them. So that's why I'm saying, like, sometimes you ignore those things because you're getting something you want.
Yeah. You're getting companionship or you're getting company. Yep. I've done that before.
So, I mean, I like to ask women this question because I think y'all created this, but do you have a list of things that a man has to meet, or do you just, it's like a first spades hand, it deals itself, it bids itself? Because I think at one point I had a list of things that I wanted from a woman. So do you have a list of things you want from a man?
I don't have a list of things. Only thing that I have that is a deal breaker for me is communication. You have to be able to communicate with me, um, or at least want to try to learn how to communicate with me.
Hmm.
I've been with people before that would ignore me for days, or, you know, just wouldn't talk about important things that we would need to talk about. So, like, communication is a big part of who I am, and I feel like it's a big part of a relationship. So, that is the only thing really on my list. I mean, I could put some other stuff on there
Hmm.
that would make this person like really awesome, but as long as I have that, I feel like we can make it work.
So wait a minute, you said something that I want to kind of like grasp onto. So communication. Do you make it known what you want your communication to be up front? Like some people are texting, some people like phone conversations, some people like video calls, some people work a lot, and so they're in between. Like, do you let them know right off the back, like what type of communication you need?
I do. I have really. I won't say I've done that in the past,
Hmm.
but yes.
So, are you one of the people who talk about exactly what you want on the first date, or do you wait, give it time before you talk about those things?
No, I give it time. I feel like, well, I give it time if I'm asked. Usually I'm asked that question. I don't have to tell because I'm already asked the question.
Hmm.
So no, not really.
You better than me. I'm telling you, jump street right off the back. I don't got time
And that's
because
nice too.
people be out here be like, well, you ain't asked me, you ain't say nothing, so I don't got time for that. Like you said, we're old enough to where I don't need that type of friction in my life.
Exactly. Like, let's figure out what we're gonna do now, and then we don't have to piggyback.
Mm, I can get with that. I can get with that. So you are a single mother and you are a hard worker. Well, I know you're a hard worker because I talk to you like you work.
Yeah, my hand hurting right now from clicking too much.
Is that possible?
I guess it's sore.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that was
I'm
possible.
probably not sitting, healthy.
Yeah, if you're not sitting straight up and you're hunched over and you're just doing clicking, yeah, that'll happen. That'll definitely happen. So I was saying that you're a single mother and you work hard. Is it hard in your schedule to date, or do you think like no, people make time for what they want?
Both.
Okay.
Yes, it's hard, but people make time for what they want all the time, and I do that all the time.
So
I
do you?
always make time. I have so many things. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I was just about to say that because you are a busy woman. Like you
Yeah.
like to stay busy. So.
Yeah, like just recently I was dating this guy, and like he don't have any kids, and I have one kid, and she has stuff, gymnastics, and things she wants to go to that I take her to, and I take her to school. I pick her up, I do everything for her. And I was making time for him. Like, hey, I'm free this day. Hey, I have a little, I don't know, an hour here. Do you want to do this? Hey, it's like fitting in that time because if you really want to get to know somebody, you'll find the time. It's ways. So that excuse, I'm so busy. I don't. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm busy too.
Right. Right. So with being busy and dating, I always find like I have two kids and you have one. Do you have a limit on how many kids the person you date has? Because I do. I know I can't handle somebody with more than three kids. I've tried. That's
I don't know. No, I don't have a limit because
mm,
I don't know why I don't have a limit. And maybe I just don't want to limit myself to, whatever my husband might look like. My husband might have 5 kids and I might not have to have any more. I don't know. Um, but I really enjoy being a mom, so I don't think that that bothers me
interesting.
much.
That's very interesting because I've dealt with women with multiple kids, so that's just why I know what my limit is. Because I understand if you're a single mother with lots of kids or three or more, your time really
It's limited.
is limited, and especially if your kids not old enough to watch each other. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I've been in that situation before and things of that nature. So I don't know, but I always find that interesting because some people be like, "No, I'm not dating no man with no kids." So it leads me to my next question. Like, you know how women say, "I won't date short men," or
Huh.
I won't date a man who doesn't have a house or a car or such and such, etc." Do you think y'all miss out on maybe your potential husband or something with that type of mindset?
Yes, definitely.
Because I know me, I don't think like that. Unless I meet someone and I can tell they're not doing something for themselves. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can't mess with you. But me being six
Yeah.
three, I've
I think
dated a woman who was like 4'11", so I don't really think like that.
yeah, I think you definitely limit yourself and actually learn the story first. Like, the old saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Just because somebody's don't have their own place right now, you don't know what just happened. Anything could have happened.
Mm,
Maybe they just literally moved there a month ago and they're moving out tomorrow, and they just bought a brand new house. I don't know, a huge house. You don't know. So I feel like people block their blessings when they do that. So no, I wouldn't want to date someone shorter than me. I've never had to, I feel like, but if my husband is like 4'11", I guess, I would probably give him a chance.
you just say that with much conviction. I've dated some women tall as me. I've never dated a woman taller than me.
Mm.
Like I don't know what that would look like to look up at someone. Like I would just have to be in that situation. But
It'd probably be fine, but definitely different.
I don't know if I could even say fine because that would just be weird, you know. But like I said, I would have to be in that situation to experience it. That's so crazy to me. So I want to talk about something else. And this is just personal to you and I, though. Just you and I. Why can't we ever get on the same page as going somewhere at the same time? Why don't our schedules match up enough for that? What's going on with that?
I thought you would pick this up earlier, but you never take the initiative.
I knew that's what you were gonna say. So it's it's not that I
I'm
don't
just,
take
I'm,
right. Go ahead.
I am just like, I have been a planner my whole life. Like, and I feel like I still am. I still
Mm-hmm.
am. But I've kind of let it go a little bit. And, if somebody wants to date me and if somebody wants to meet me in a different city and, send me the details. Send me the time, send me the place. I will show up. I promise I will. But people don't do that. You have to literally hold their hand. And I cannot do that anymore.
Mm, okay. I
I don't
mean,
want to do it anymore.
if we're crossing the street, would you hold my hand? Is that
Maybe.
okay? Okay, but no, okay. So we were
Yes.
we were trying to go to Denver, and my schedule didn't permit me to go when you were available to go. And so I never planned it, but I didn't know anything about Denver until you brought it up. So you did make me do a lot of research. There's a lot of stuff in Denver I want to do now because of the research I looked at because of you. So we got to figure out a way to get to Denver.
Yeah, I still want to go. I want, well, yes, Colorado Springs, especially. I've been to Denver. I want to go to Colorado Springs because I really want to do that incline,
Hmm.
that incline I told you about.
Hmm. Here's my thing about that incline. You got to take a 4 mile hike back down. Like, when I
So
read
what?
about that, oh, I'm
It'll
all
be
for it.
fun.
But I'm like, man, we gonna have the gas once we get up top. That's 1,000 steps in elevation. Like 1,000 steps in elevation sounds crucial. I heard they say I read if you go up the steps and you pass out on something or whatever it is, it takes like 2 hours for emergency response to get to you, depending on where
What?
you at.
No. Uh-uh.
Read. Oh, go read it. I read
I
that.
mean, no, and that's the thing. No, I'm not going to read things like that because I'm not going to go in thinking that's something that I'm going to need emergency response. I'm going to do this incline because I've been wanting to do it
Right.
and want to make it to the top with no issues
That's what
and
I like to
at
hear.
the bottom with no issues. This you always looking at
I
what
read
it's like.
everything. It's all your fault.
I'm
I
so
read
scared.
everything.
What if this happens and this happens? Don't do that.
You gotta weigh your options. You gotta know the pros and
I
cons.
mean, you gotta know, but hey, as long as you got a phone and you call 911, you good.
Oh yeah, we go. Listen, my one friend was just in Denver, and he was telling me about how nice it was, and he said where he was at, he was kind of close to it. So I definitely want to go because I've never been anywhere West Coast. Like furthest I've been is probably like Kansas, maybe. I've been to Oklahoma. So that for me would be my first time on that side of the USA. Like I'm all for that. Um, or do you dabble into the edibles, or I know you don't smoke, but is that something?
I do smoke sometimes,
Since when?
just off and on.
Off and on. You've been keeping secrets. You and Mary Jane got a relationship.
I would rather. I mean, edibles are okay. I would rather smoke. I feel like.
I tried smoking in high school, and then as I got older, I tried smoking, and I never could get high. And I wasn't smoking like back to back, but anytime I was smoking someone, I never got high. And people teaching me how to smoke and telling me how long to hold it when I inhale. I'm coughing my throat out, but I'm still not getting high, so I just never tried it anymore. So for me, I've been dabbling here and there in edibles and not getting high, but I'm cool with that. That's at my pace, my speed. So I think that would be something also we can do while we're there is dabble into that. Well, I want to do more to dabble because I would like to own one of them spots, but it costs a lot of money. I did the research. I ain't got 250,000 to own one, so I don't even know how to get the 250 to own one. But if I do, you better believe I'm gonna have one. I got the names picked out and everything. Do they have them open? Is it legal in your state?
No, no, it's not. Well, no, they have the medical in our state, but
Hmm.
Illinois is like literally 10 minutes away, and it's legal there.
I didn't know that was a 10-minute drive, like a close enough drive like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm. I'm coming there too. Listen, since you told me to plan Denver, I'll plan Denver. I really am because basketball season started back up. I don't really have much free time, so that's why my only free time is the week of Christmas. And I'm like, where the hell can I go in the week of Christmas? So I'm gonna figure out something for January and February though. I definitely
Okay.
gonna. I think I want to go. We're gonna go to Denver in April or May when it's warm. I'd rather do the stairs when it's warm. Personally, I don't know how you feel about that.
When it's warm,
Yeah, in Colorado.
I don't like heat.
But wouldn't you rather do it when it's warm, like springtime? You don't. You want to do it when it's cold?
Kind of.
Really?
I mean, springtime is better than I thought you were talking about like dead summer.
No, 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 no. Because I've never been in elevation like that, so I'd rather do it in the springtime. But uh, I don't know what the travel ban is in your state either. Y'all got a travel ban or people come in and out?
I don't know. I would probably just drive up there.
Mm. How far is the drive is that for you?
I think it's like 10 or 11 hours.
Fiddlesticks. I'm not driving no 10 hours, man. I'm gonna get knee thigh. I'm not messing with that.
Well, I don't mind driving. That's my thing. I used to drive back up from there.
You can
But
drive. Can you drive 10 hours straight, or you got to stop?
no, I would drive 10 hours straight.
I think the most I did was 8. I drove from here to Washington to Waldorf, Maryland, and that was a lot for me because we had the mountains and whatnot. But I don't know if I can drive to Colorado though. That would be too much for me. I would definitely fly in. But that's interesting. I didn't know that you were a fan of trees. That's something I was not aware of.
I mean, yeah, sometimes it's not like an everyday thing for me.
Got you. So before we wrap everything up, what what else is happening with you on a daily basis? Like you said, everything you do is in the house, and then when you don't have your child, you're probably working or relaxing or maybe going out. What what are you able to do still, like as far as getting out and moving around?
What am I able to do still?
Because I know you like music in a nice like a jazz club setting and things of that nature. Have you
Yeah,
have you
no, I haven't done that in a long time.
hmm
Nope, nothing. Nothing's going on.
have you been in any bars or any
Just,
restaurants?
uh, no. Actually, I just found a restaurant that I might go check out. Actually, me and Corey might do that this weekend. They have actually tents set up outside, heated tents, where you can have your own tent and it's like, you're eating at the restaurant, but you're outside and you have your own tent. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of eating out, very,
Hmm.
creative. So no, I haven't really done anything. The only thing recently, the gym opened back up, and so I don't know if I told you this. I like to swim, so I'll go up there sometimes and I'll swim just for a workout. Um, but other than that, nothing, nothing. Just in the house looking crazy.
Are y'all on lockdown there?
Kind of, yeah.
Do y'all have our curfew?
Lockdown. I told you businesses are still running, but
Right. We have a curfew here at 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. We can't be out unless it's essential or you're at work, basically. Do y'all have that there?
no,
Oh,
not that I know of.
oh, that must be nice. Because here, our governor told us if we outside at 10 p.m., we can catch corona. So we tend not to go outside at 10 p.m. We don't want to catch corona. 9:59, we get inside. We try to stay away from the Rona. So okay, so I have one more question before I let you go. So
Okay.
I meant to ask this earlier, but it just came back to me because we were talking. So I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but I'm gonna admit this. I say definitely in the past 2 years, um, I haven't valued sex as much as I used to when dating. So I know where everything is more open and people are putting themselves out there. OnlyFans is really big right now. Instagram is full of I'm gonna be naked and I'm gonna sell you something. Do you feel like you're the people you're dating are in it just for that? Like, do you feel like that's something that there is suspected now when you're dating?
Like just sex in general, or you're just
Yeah, yeah, because I'm just going off what I've experienced. Like I've I've dated women where I thought like, okay, we talking, but they just in it for the sex. Like that's all it is. Like, have you experienced that? Where
I would say when I was younger more, but not recently.
really
Yeah.
interesting, interesting,
Maybe the
interesting.
tables turn when you get older.
I mean, I just think I did a lot of bad stuff, so I'm just
A
I
lot of
I
crime.
yeah, I inhibit a lot of things that I wouldn't normally think I will be dealing with. So I know I've been running across a lot of women who are into a lot of things and try to get me into it. Like for instance, I have friends who go to sex clubs, and I'm going to go to one. I'm interested just to see, not during the pandemic. I'm not crazy, but I don't have no desire to go to a sex club to have sex. I have a desire to go to a sex club to see. I want to really see what a sex club is like in Ohio. I can't imagine it being anything great. I'm prejudging, but I'm running across more women like that that just I can't be with one person, so I'd rather be with as many as I can just to have love from so many different places.
Mm, doesn't sound healthy.
I don't know if it's a health thing. I think it's more of a soul searching thing. I always think those people are looking for something.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see a sex club and what it entails, and like, are people in there mingling? Am I gonna see some politicians in there, or are people just going in there just to have sex? Like, cause
I don't know. That it just is, I don't know.
yeah,
It
I'm
kind of makes my stomach turn thinking about it
really.
a little bit.
So you're not gonna go to no fishbowl parties or nothing like that.
Probably not.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go, and I'm gonna tell you all about it too. I'm like, so let me tell you what I saw in there.
And you can videotape it.
No, I don't know if you can videotape because that I think that's probably against policy. It has to be, right?
Just turn on your FaceTime and then
Mm.
pocket,
Right, right,
put it right
right.
in the front. They'll never know.
So I should wear something with a pocket up top. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I should, I'll have to wear go in there with a button up on. Everybody in there in negligees and
And it's
body.
funny that you bring yeah, it's funny that you bring up the sex thing because like I feel like yeah, that's not I mean it is important in a relationship, but it's not, one of those first things that come up now like they used to back in the day. But I feel like, I've been trying to get this guy to have sex with me for a long time. I feel like he don't want to have sex with me because he don't want to fall in love with me or something. I don't know.
Wow.
Avoiding me.
You putting them on them like that? They falling in love after the first time?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe he already liked me a lot and maybe the sex will just, make it,
There's a little bit of truth to
or
that.
it could like make it bad. I don't know. Maybe he's afraid that it'll be bad.
I'll tell you this. I'll give you some game right here. So I honestly can't say all guys think like this, but having sex with someone does uh, give you the realization if you want to mess with them or not. But not having sex with someone doesn't. I don't know what a particular reason besides maybe a person has something. Like that would be my only reason why someone when like unless they're waiting for marriage, they possibly have an STD or they're in a relationship. Even dudes in relationship are having sex with other women. So what I'm saying is like there's a specific reason why he's not having sex with you. Like so I don't think the love is the thing, but it could be. Shoot, I don't know, homie. But
So are you saying that no, the first thing you said was hold on. What was the first thing you said? You said like three things.
so I said, uh, a person understands that a man understands when he has sex with a woman and he likes her already. Sometimes that can tell you if you want to be with them or not because sometimes we
Oh,
put a lot of pressure on like, oh, we sexualize women by looking at them when we be like, oh yeah, she probably got good mouth or a good box or something like that. So sometimes we put the pressure on our head, and when we have sex with a woman and doesn't live up to it, we blame them for it. But in actuality, it's just what we thought a woman should be in bed.
but I feel like that's so hard because that kind of goes back to if this person is really great and okay, the sex maybe wasn't great that one time, you just gonna give up. That one.
No, I don't know a man who. Well, let me not say that. For me, it's impossible for me to have sex with a woman one time and not try it twice. Like you gotta try it twice because, like you said, anything can happen that first time. I can bust fast, or you can get dry, the condom can break, or it was really good and really passionate, so I need to see if it's good the second time around. It could be a numerous of things, of possibilities, but you always got to do twice, always.
Gotcha. So this is making me think that okay, possibly that if somebody's holding out on sex from somebody that they like, they probably, if they have sex with me, then they probably thinking like, oh, I don't want to be done with her yet because I feel like if I have sex with her, I'm gonna be done with her.
I mean,
That's
that's
I read that kind of.
I mean that's very possible depending on the individual, but I always look at women like if I have sex with you, it has nothing to do with if I'm going to be with you. It just lets me know like you're a sexual person. Because a lot of people like to talk stuff like, "Oh, I'm great, I'm this, I'm that." But if I'm having sex with you, it's because I'm just genuinely into you. It's not because I want to see if I can be in a relationship with you. So that might be your situation where that person is scared to go further with you because they might like you so much. But that's still not. That still should be something that should be discussed between the two of you. But like you said, you're not holding hands no more, so that's his loss.
I don't know.
Right. But I would just like to thank you for doing this with me because you were one of the first two people I thought about when I decided to start doing this and talking to women in my life that I know that are honest and would have conversation with me on video. So I appreciate this very, very much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you thinking of me.
Yes, ever since you
I hope
moved away,
I've been trying to come back.
and I told you stay away. Ain't nothing good here.
I miss my old job.
Mm-mm, stay away. Nah, work from home there. Nah, don't do it. No, 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 no. I
Well, since
mean,
I'm working from home, I can still come back. I can just work from home there. See?
listen, Ohio don't got nothing to offer. I mean, if you come back, I mean, that would be wonderful. I mean, because we can see each other more often. But really, though, Ohio just don't have nothing to offer. But if it works financially, go for it. But if you just come back because you miss Ohio, you'll get here and be like, yeah, this was a bad choice.
Mm-mm.
We just had like 7 inches of snow the other day. You don't want that.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
they were shutting. They had to close my job because it was 7 inches of snow and then snow belt because I work in solar. So you don't want that.
that's funny.
But however, we are absolutely. I think April, since you said you wanted to still be reasonably cool, we should go to Colorado.
I'm down. I told you.
Yeah, I would like to buy my ticket in January. That way, it's already bought, and then I don't know where to stay, so that's something we would just have to go back and forth about. Like you tell me what's some good places to stay at out there, but
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I want to come to your state because I just want to taste the delicacies y'all have there because I know from the stuff I saw on the Food Network, y'all got some good bakeries.
If it's
So
open. And look, my birthday almost coming up again.
I mean, that's what happens. You got any plans for your birthday? Do you want to
Of
do
course
anything for
not.
your birthday?
How can you plan stuff with this pandemic going on?
I mean, listen,
You
you
just
know
gotta
what?
go. You just
You
gotta
just got
do.
to do something. Like I didn't do anything for my born day. I think I went to eat, and that was it. That was it. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's nothing I would do in the pandemic for my birthday besides eat. But next year for my born day, I'm gonna be 37. I guess the vaccine will be out, and
37.
yeah, right. I would like to leave the country. I would like to go somewhere where they don't speak English, and
That'd
I gotta
be
use
nice.
Google Translate to communicate. That's what I want. So
Well, I got my passport, so
let's
whenever
go. See, yeah, you know, you've been more places than me.
Corey got a passport too, so I can bring her as well.
Right? Y'all go on cruises. Y'all be out of here. Y'all be out of here, man. Y'all be out of here. I'll be jealous. You be like, yeah, we're about to go on this little 4-day cruise. I'll be like, dang, I'm just using cruise control in the car. You want to actual shit?
Shut
So,
up.
oh
Shut
man. But I really appreciate you doing this with me. I put them up every Friday, so next Friday this will be up. And I just look forward to more dialogue with you, continue to grow and getting to know you. And next year we go on some trips together and we spend some time together. And yeah, that's what I hope. Oh, and before we leave, can you please say the word fire for the good people?
Well, you have to give me something to say it about.
um oh man. I don't know. You
You don't even know.
have you oh man, I don't have a sentence. You could just say something silly,
What's
something.
that place that we like?
Oh, in Pinecrest?
What?
Not a Pinecrest. No, you haven't been there. That's been since you gone. Um,
That place
Mongolian
that we
Mongolian barbecue?
No, ew. Who are
I,
you thinking about?
I
No,
don't know. I don't know. Cause you used to,
breakfast place.
cause you used to go to Coventry. Like, oh, First Watch.
No,
First Watch.
no, no, no.
Where was it at?
It's not Shaker Heights. It's
Yours truly.
oh, you are terrible right now.
I'm just naming places.
The original Pancake House at
Oh,
Bacon.
that bacon is fire.
Oh, it's
Ah,
fire.
I drove past it the other day and I thought about you too. I was like, man, y'all got one of those there?
We do. Yeah.
Oh wow. I haven't been there at least 3 or 4 years, maybe five. So I need to pull up.
Yeah, it's been. Oh, well, no. I think that's probably the last time we went there.
I
When was the
think
last time I came up
I think
there?
I took my youngest when she was 2 and she's 5. So it's probably been 3 years since I've been there.
I love that place.
I wonder how the food tastes. I wonder if it's still good.
But yeah, it's fine.
Mmm. Well, wow. Now I'm thinking about it. Well, all right. I really appreciate this. Thank you, and we will talk soon. And um, before I go, I like to say one thing important. I always tell people to eat more chicken.